Okay, so I'm going to go through very quickly the procedures to retrofit an existing utility marker with our nesting post system. You'll find this is really quick, it's seamless. You can do it in the field. Obviously today I'm doing it right here in the shop. So what you'll find in your kit, your nesting post kit, is basically three main items. So you'll have your floor, that is obviously the floor of your nesting cavity. It has drainage holes so the rainwater can drain and it doesn't flood out the nest. And then you basically have the roof, which is a two-piece roof, which also provides shade. Obviously, you order it in the color that matches your right-of-way marker that you're going to retrofit. Along with these will also be stainless steel fastening. So these stainless steel screws will come along with it. Some of the tools you'll want to have on hand when you're doing this retrofit, I like to have a staple remover, one of these that are like a pointed blade. You'll need a screw gun. You'll need an 1.5" hole saw bit to make the bird entrance hole. Then your drive bit for your screws, Sharpies, and your tape measure. So your first step in the retrofit to install the nesting post is to disassemble the utility marker. Most of them have very small staples holding this top portion on. This top portion, it has all the markings and the warnings on it, and it's high visibility. This is the enhancer, and we're going to remove all the staples so that we can remove this from the pole itself. Once you have all the staples removed from the marker, you can then disassemble the marker. With this particular marker, we have a removable roof cap. Now, this roof cap will be discarded, but some markers, the roof cap is not removable like this one, and so you would have an extra step where you would need to take a reciprocating saw and saw the top off, just like we're taking the top off here. And again, you would discard the top that you saw off with the saw. But on this one, it's really easy. We remove the staples and the entire thing comes apart easily for us. So now that we've disassembled our marker, we're going to take some measurements and place our entrance hole for our birds. And, you know, obviously you want your bird entrance hole to be between the warning writing, the warning labels. So just find that space between the warning labels, and that's where you're going to place your bird entrance hole. And to make the marks, I like for my entrance to be about 3 inches from the top. So we're actually going to come down about 3 3/4 inches and make a mark. That's where we're going to center our 1.5" bird entrance hole. And so we'll do that hole now. So now that we've got our bird entrance hole drilled out, just clean around that entrance hole a little bit with your fingers. Just make sure there's nothing sharp left there. And then we're going to measure down. You want about a 6 to 7 inch deep cavity. I'm going to measure down 7 inches and place a slight mark for the placement of our next set screw. So now we're going to take one of our screws, and at our 7-inch mark, we're simply going to screw one of our screws in right into the enhancer. You don't have to go all the way, but about halfway in will be fine. So now we'll set our enhancer aside and start working on the main pole. And we're going to place the floor in the pole here, in the support pole. And remember, the floor has the drilled drain holes in it. So we'll just fit that in. Just kind of snug it right in where it's, you know, even with the top of the pipe. And once you get it in position, we'll then take 3 of these screws, our stainless steel screws, and secure this floor inside the pipe. So I'm just going to go at about 3 places all the way around, securing this floor to the pipe. Okay, so after you got your floor secured, I like to really countersink these stainless steel screws into the pipe so that it's very smooth, because remember, we're going to need this enhancer to slide over top of that pipe. So now that we've got our floor in, we're ready at this time to slide the enhancer back on top of the pipe. So we slide the enhancer back over the pipe all the way down until it comes in contact with our little set screw that we had placed in that earlier step. Then we simply back this screw out. Slide our pipe on about another 1/2 inch, and then put this screw back in to secure it. So now our enhancer is secured back onto the pipe. Now it's time to place the roof on. An additional step to consider, and this is optional, but prior to placing the roof on the utility marker, the roof to your nesting post, you can apply just a light coat of white soap. This is just regular bar soap. And this can serve to discourage wasps from nesting and building nests against the roof of the nesting post. It's not required, but it can be a good thing. So if you have the time, feel free to apply that soap as well. The roof piece from the kit simply slides and fits right into the pipe, right on the very top of the utility marker and now nesting post bird cavity habitat. And it's held in place by 1 or 2 stainless screws as well that you'll fit into here. And now you're finished. You've got it all installed. You've got your removable roof and everything's ready to go, and you've just created a bird nesting habitat, nesting cavity. Some folks ask what orientation the entrance hole should be. Should it be north, south, east, west, so forth? And really, it's not critical. What I would advise is try not to have this entrance hole facing a busy interstate highway, for example. It could be adjacent to a busy highway, but I would prefer that entrance hole face away from the highway or parallel, but certainly not out towards the highway. But other than those types of considerations, it's not really critical which direction your nesting hole faces.